So one of the things I noticed about working with salespeople and sales teams was this kind of constant ebb and flow of confidence. You know, some days we'd work with them for months at a time, and some days they'd come in, they'd feel, you know, you could tell they were on fire. They'd go and hit the calls or emails or whatever they were doing. And then other days they'd come in, they'd try and make cups of coffee and disappear. And you could just see the energy in them wasn't there. And that's what got me thinking, this is to do with not sales process, because we taught them that, not sales technique, because again, I'd taught them that, and being in the showroom with them, I could hear them using it and I could hear them good at it. But it was more to do with what I call, well, sales confidence. We've all got confidence to a certain degree, might be low level, might be high level, but these guys, in terms of their sales confidence, that's what was wavering on a regular basis. So they'd come in, and some days they'd feel on fire and they'd want to talk to the customers. They were ready for objections and they ran the process, they ran the techniques that we'd taught them. But then other days they didn't. They kind of crumbled. They, you know, excuse the language, but you know, that customer was a tosser or whatever, you know, and it was never the customer. The customer's never that. The customer's always there for a reason. I haven't met, in all the years I've been doing it, I haven't met many customers that walk in, they just come out of the rain. I'm sure it happens somewhere, but I haven't seen them across different industries. So it got me thinking about sales confidence, and what I thought was, well, let's start at the beginning. What is it about sales confidence? What is confidence to start with? Confidence is that ability to handle yourself in any situation. And when I say handle yourself, I'm talking about the way you're thinking. That's what got me thinking about it. And it then matured into an idea where I thought, right, how do we help people with this? And I came up with an idea for the book, which is called Sales Confidence That Lasts. And it's the second book I've ever put out. First book was an easy one because that was about selling the dream, about selling lodges and static caravans. That was easy because I'd spent 30 years in that industry, still working it. So I knew, and I was working with a partner on that, Jamie Kilmer, so we knew that stuff really well. So that was about talking about a process, which is pretty obvious, really, isn't it? But making it consistent. You know, great book, by the way. But this one was different because this was a bit more, I didn't want it to be fluffy. I didn't want to be full of, BS and, just think happy and all that. I wanted it fundamentally. And given the background, I was lucky that I went through Master Practitioner NLP quite a few years ago, I won't say when. And the next one was becoming a clinical hypnotherapist, because I wanted to understand, how does language change the way we think? So putting them two together, thinking about what I was observing over the years, it started me to think about how do I help people that are in a sales environment. And it doesn't matter what environment it is, whether you're out cold calling, knocking on doors, whether you're, or pre-planned ones, or whether you're waiting in a showroom with kitchens, caravans, cars, whatever. It was the same thing, that immediately before that call, I had to get myself in, or that visit, I had to get myself in a good state, a good confident state. That's where the idea came from. So what I've put together is a little book called Sales Confidence That Lasts. And it's quite a short little book, about 100 odd pages. But what I put in it was no BS. It's just straightforward. This is what to do, this is what you think. And it's aimed at just what's the process I need to go through to manage when I'm feeling in one of those non-confident days. How do I get over that so every day becomes confident? Second, what about when it's difficult customers, someone being a bit challenging? Great. What about the end of a season? I mean, everybody's got a season, be it kitchens, be it cars, be it caravans, be it building products, whatever it is. There's always a kind of bit where you're busy and a bit where you're quiet. How do I deal with those quiet periods? How do I deal with a quiet day? That was a big thing, because I thought, right, because sometimes, I don't know about you, but when I was in the field, when I was selling either direct to public or business, quiet days were the killer, because you weren't sharpening your tool, you were almost getting despondent. So how do you keep sharp for that? It's all in the book, all the techniques are there. And I'll give you one that I think is really important to share with you that's there. But it's like about resetting myself. And this is like, all the stuff I put in there is simple. It's not by any means like, this is like an advanced technique or anything like that. Maybe you're looking for advanced techniques, but these work. So a thing like resetting myself, and I found that dead easy. again, part of the NLP stuff, part of the hypnotherapy stuff. But what I found was in resetting myself, dead simple, what's happening is my brain is perceiving threats out there, so I'm getting myself into an anxious state. So that means I'll, even though I might not notice it, I'll be hyperventilating slightly. I'll be getting less oxygen to the brain. I'll be tense somewhere. It might be just my jaw. It might be in my shoulders or my neck. How many times have you had that when you're getting a massage and they go, oh, your neck's a bit thing? Okay, come on, we all have massages. Your neck's a bit tense, always tense, not because you're holding your head up, because you're building tension in your body. So how do I change that? So number one, take a deep breath, nice deep breath. If there's people about, one will do. If there's no one about, if you've just got yourself in an office or wherever, no one's noticing you, take 4 of them. 8 count in, hold it for 8, it's a long time, and 8 exhale. Do that 4 times. You'll find your head starts swimming with oxygen. It's fantastic. Number 2, ground your body. If you're sitting, feet both planted firmly on the floor, and just push them down into the floor. That's you ground your body. So you've done the breathing, you've done your body. Then tell your brain what you want to happen, not what you think's going on, not what's reflected out there. Think about what you want to happen. So things like, I want to feel good. I want to have a great day. Tell your brain the right thing. Put all them 3 together, you've got a wee reset. But here's a couple of different ones that will just even easy to do. Get your headphones in. Obviously, you might say it, some people saying, what are you doing with them in? But get your headphones in. Play that banging tune that you always get. Always gets you going. Always gets you going. Tunes change your state. Think about it. You go to a party, you go to a dance, whatever. You hear a tune you like and you're like, wow, that feels great. Tunes change it. Next, photograph. We've all got millions of photos on our phones now. Get that photograph. What's that one that you done recently? That one on the beach or in the mountains or wherever it was you were, or with friends or family or whatever. Look at that picture and remember being there. The very act of making yourself think you're there takes you back to that state and gets your body back in that state. So there you go. You can either do the technique, the breathing, the plant your feet, easy, or you look at a picture, something that gets you changed, or you get yourself a bit of music or any other thing you can think like that breaks the state that you're in and gets you back to being in that top state. Loads more to help you. All I want to do is get people feeling confident so that they can give the customers the best experience. Customer gets the best experience, they're more likely to buy your product. If they buy your product, they'll go and tell other people. That's what it's all about. Thanks very much. If you enjoyed it, follow. I'll keep putting up as much as I can to help people to just get that bit more confident. Cheers.